What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And a lot of people always be asking me about, like, the areas in Chicago. A lot of people be asking me, like, man, if I went to go visit my sister, if I went to go visit my boyfriend and he stay over here, will I be safe over here? What's going on over there? So, I wanted to put together like a vlog to let you guys understand exactly where you're at when you in them neighborhoods. You don't want to be standing at no bus stop and there was 8 people killed over there, you know? So I figured I'd do a vlog to kind of help people out when they be on their journeys and shit, just strolling through the streets and shit, because you don't really want nothing to happen at the spur of a moment. So you got to be very aware of this kind of shit. But the thing is, it's hard. You got to remember, even though Chicago is small, it's very big. Millions of people there. So it's kind of hard to tell you everywhere, you know. So I kind of did like a quick version of it, you know, especially like starting on the west side. You got to understand, when you get on the west side, it really consists of like 3 main areas and shit like that. I kind of got my notes and shit because I didn't want to get confused on this, but it's like mainly like 3 big areas, like North Lawndale, then you got like the Madison, which is like Garfield Park neighborhood and shit like that. Then you got the Austin neighborhood, you know. Those are like 3 of the most toughest neighborhoods in Chicago. A lot of the murder rate is involved in those communities and shit like that, especially with hoods like K-Town. You got hoods like L-Town. So it's a lot of more neighborhoods too in there, but those are like well-known neighborhoods that's out there in the city like that. Places like Holy City, which is the motherland for the VICELORD and shit like that. You know, that's actually the land for everybody out there. That was once the Stronghold on the west side and shit like that. It's a lot of versions of the VICELORDs and shit when you like on that west side. A lot of versions, travelers, conservatives. It's just a lot of versions of the VICELORDs and like Black Souls and like 4 corner hustlers and shit like that, all through those intersections of like Madison, Garfield Park, Austin, you know, all through the west side. Now don't get me wrong, it's other gangs too, and because it's more like crew orientated, but you know, those gangs got like a stronghold on the west side of Chicago. So it's hard to just pinpoint one block, one neighborhood and say, okay, this block got that or this block got that, because it's a mixture of everything. But just know, if you like in that west side in those communities, that's more like guys with the head to the left and shit like that, you know. Not saying everybody in some gang shit, you know, sometimes it's just a fashion, but, you know, the west side is more strong on gangs like that. Then you got like the back of the yards community, the new city, I guess people want to call it, like the new city or something like that. That's from like I believe the back of the yards to like Roseland, 51st to like 127. It's really the heart of the Southside. Some people might say a little bit earlier, but I think that's like the low end. Me personally, like 51st to like 100 and like 27, 28th, something like that. I think that's really like the South Side. I understand the East Side is mixed in that, but we'll get into that. That's like Inglewood, Auburn, Gresham, communities like that. I believe Roseland, Chicago Lawn, and shit like that. You know, some people call it like the new city. That's really like the Blackstones. You got like, that's like in the lower numbers and shit like that. They're more like the Blackstones be out there. A lot of GDs, Gangster Disciples and shit out there too, in areas like Damonville and 50 Strong and shit like that. So when you in like them lower numbers, like the 40s and 50s and shit like that, it's a lot of that activity over there. Now don't get me wrong, I know y'all gonna say, man, there's other hoods in there. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just, you know, trying to pack it in as quick as I can, you know, but that's more like Blackstones and GDs and a mixture of other gangs. You got like Motown. You go a little bit down earlier, you got like Lakeside, and neighborhoods like that, you know. you got from like 59th to 71st, which is like Chicago line, like between Western and Kedzie. That's like the area more like BDs and GDs and shit out there. I did see a few little Vice Lords I hear about crews, but it's gangs and shit everywhere through there. It's a few little Mexican gangs mixed through there too. But for the most part, that's more like BDs and GDs and shit like that. You go down a little further, you visiting somebody maybe from like 55th to like 74th or 75th. That's Inglewood. That's the community that we all know. They got the rappers. That's the community that the rap game that locked in. Everybody in the world and kind of focused on this neighborhood. Everybody's looking down on it. You know what I'm saying? That's the Inglewood community. A lot of people that lost their lives. A lot of people were killed. These are communities where some of your famous rappers that popped off of. It consists of hoods like 069, where like JoJo and them was from, No Love City. You got hoods like Lamron, Low Life. Actually too many to even name in this video. It's just a lot of shit going on out there. That community is GD and BD influenced. Now, I'm not saying it ain't other hoods mixed in that shit, but that's more, you like, when you out there, more than likely you in a BD neighborhood, or you might be in like a GD neighborhood, and they warring. Those two factions are beefing. Ain't really no one love with them. It's a real big war going out there. You go down a little bit more, you be in like the King Drive area. Now that's a notorious section. That's a notorious section in Chicago. That place houses plenty of gangster disciples, plenty of black disciple sets. In other little neighborhoods, they got different names, but they really GD and BD sets and shit like that. We know King Drive kind of house a lot of that shit from like O Block, sets on St. Lawrence, Blackgate, Front Street, a lot of more. It's a lot of more sets. That's more like 55th to like 79th. So if you over there, you know, it's a lot of rap shit, you know, that came from that area. It's a lot of violence that sparks and shit like that. Now, if you go down some, that's when we start getting into like the Cottage Grove. I'm pretty sure we all know about that. That's like blocks away from King Drive. But the Cottage Grove area, that really like expands from like the Woodlawn community to like the Chatham neighborhood. I'm pretty sure we all know what those neighborhoods is. Those neighborhoods reports a lot of murders when you look at the news and look at the newspaper and shit like that. It's a mixture though in like the Cottage Grove area. I done seen a lot of gangster disciples, a lot of black disciples. Hell, I even seen some Black Stones in that area too. So it's like a mixture over there, but it's very dangerous, very violent over there. A lot of young people just don't really care. It's a lot of aggressiveness shit over there. Then we get to the Auburn Gresham neighborhood. That's like around 79th Street and like 80th Street. Them numbers and shit. When you get to the Auburn Gresham community, it's a lot of shit going on over there. Now, I ain't gonna even lie. When you get over there, it's crazy because it's a mixture of a lot of shit from different neighborhoods too. That sparks a lot of gang violence. You got like Gville over there. That area housed like Ducktown, Foster Park, Killer Ward. The Latin Kings even got a stronghold over there too. So it's a lot of shit going on over there. The murder rate is serious over there. Then you got if I'm not mistaken, 95th Street. That consists of like 95th Street consists of a lot of shit. If I'm not mistaken, excuse me for that. 95th Street consists of well, it's like a small stretch on the south side, you know. It got a lot of areas over there. Princeton Park, I'm pretty sure we all know about that. Rack City, 093, Nateville. So you got neighborhoods over there, even though the E-way right there, and you finna start getting into the wild. Right there is violent too. It look a little bit better like in certain parts over there, but shit, you go down the block, it starts to look grimy and shit like that. Now we get into Roseland. I'm pretty sure we all know about that. Wild Hunnets, the home of the Wild Hunnets. Areas like Rag City, Cooper Park, Wentworth Gardens, Goontown, Triggertown, I believe Ada Park, and a whole bunch of other shit over there. those neighborhoods be warring with each other a lot over there, you know. Don't get me wrong, they be beefing with other motherfuckers too, but you'll lose your life in that neighborhood. It's very wild as hell over there. A lot of crazy activity, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, at any moment shit can happen. A lot of legends come from that neighborhood and shit like that. Now, we didn't really speak on like the east sides and the low ends because they can be seen as extensions of like the south side, but they really they own sections. Like if you from the east, then you from the east. You know what I'm saying? You from the low, you from the low. You ain't really repping like the south end. People know that. Like you got the east side. That's like, in my opinion, some people say State to the Lake, Stony Island, the Lakeshore Drive is the home. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, but it is what it is. That's like Terrortown, Paxtown, Malltown, a lot more neighborhoods, man. Dro City. I mean, I don't want to leave no neighborhoods out, man. Got a lot of information in my head, man. So it's a lot of black stones out of there, a lot of GD sets out there. I mean, you do got a few BDs, but that's more like a GD, Blackstone, and you know what I'm saying, other sets and shit out there. Then you got the low end. We all know about the low end. It was a lot of housing projects that was in that neighborhood. They started getting demolished though because that neighborhood was crazy. So, you know, even though you got shit over there that look nice as hell, it's violent than a motherfucker over there. If I think like from like the 35th to like 51st, you know what I'm saying? That's more like the low end. That shit hit areas like Welch World, 5th Ward, 043. Man, the low end consists of like it's gentrified over there now, you know what I'm saying? You see the stadiums and shit, but you had hoods over there, man, like, man, Mudge, Rondo and C, they actually caught a case over there, you know, so, you know, and then when you go in these suburbs got all these other gangs shattered and scattered all throughout that bitch, so I just wanted to tell y'all that, kind of give you that breakdown. So if y'all here in the city, man, and you going to visit your man, and your man say, babe, come over here and come pick me up from the crib, and he in one of them neighborhoods, don't take your ass over there. And if your girl say, hey, babe, I need you to come pick me up over there, and she tell your ass that she from right there, don't take your ass over there. You better be safe, you know what I'm saying? So I want you to be aware when you in them neighborhoods, when you at them gas stations getting you some gas, and you got them kids in the car with you, I want you to remember, Truth Teller just told you about this video. Now, that don't mean you run, because like I say, you know, the violence is everywhere. I don't want to scare nobody off with these videos, because there's a lot of good people, and sometimes don't let these videos just override your mind in these neighborhoods, because it's good people, it's loving people. Everybody don't want to kill people, everybody don't want to murder people, but I just want you guys to be safe. So I want you guys to understand that. I don't need no donations. Keep them to yourself. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Truth Teller, the Street Reporter. Now get the hell off my phone, y'all.